Sorry.
Thank you for saying that, Colette. So I'll just give you an example. For each person that I send this liquid fire to, and I can do it anywhere in the world. Energy is energy, and it flows. I just direct it to you. We connect either on Zoom or Skype or by phone, and I send the energy. And for one person, it may be different than another. So I sent it to this woman in Brea, California. And she was having problems with, I'm trying to think of what is it called, where your ankles hurt and fasciitis. It's
yes,
so painful.
yes.
So she had been doing these exercises, working really hard, going backwards up hills. And she developed plantar fasciitis, and it was so painful she could hardly walk. And so I sent her the energy, and she's a little thing. She's about 4'11". She said she was getting stretched. Her legs were being massaged. Her feet were being massaged. She was getting a chiropractic adjustment through the liquid fire because that's what she needed. So the energy of it is so adapting. It's an adaptogen. It has an intelligence. It does exactly what is needed. Yesterday, I did a session on a woman. She's been taking hormones. And, I'm an older gal. I won't tell you how old, but I'm definitely
not that old, really.
On the other side of menopause. I'm on the other side, postmenopausal. I would not take hormones because my mother didn't. And she's 97 and has never had cancer. I feel like our body has an intelligence and we need to listen to it. And there are other ways to get around a hormone imbalance or issues with sex. And we can get to that later. But the bottom line is she's had these hormones put under the skin, pellets. Ooh. And here she was in her 60s menstruating. And then the doctor said, oh, I think we need to do a hysterectomy. We're seeing thickening in the uterus. And, the bleeding wouldn't stop. So yesterday I was in person with her, did this session. And there was psychic surgery performed. And see, this is the thing. I just send the energy and it does what is needed. And so I haven't yet checked back with her, but she had terrible back pain. She couldn't even stand and the pain went away. Wow. But it started when I first started sending the energy to her. I could feel it in my sinuses. I said, your sinuses are getting like a roto-rooter. She goes, I don't have any sinus problems. I said, I think there's anger there. Mm. And I witnessed what was going on between her husband and her.
Oh, that's that's insightful.
So anyway, her sinuses got a good clean out, and that was the first thing that happened. So it wasn't even something she'd mentioned to me. So this is the thing. I get a sense for what's going on in the moment, and it's amazing. It is really powerful. So whatever the issue.
And I wish we had all day just to talk. But I really want to get to your book.
Okay.
You have a book. Can we talk about your book?
Well, the one that just came out on Audible is called Orgasm For Life. And this book, it is about sacred and conscious relationships. Relationships from the old paradigm, from the Pisces age, no longer work today. So unless you commit to your partner to grow and evolve together, the relationship will stagnate and die. Yeah. And so we have to come from a different place. So this book helps men understand women better. It helps women understand themselves better. It helps them understand and be more compassionate for their men because and there are parts in there about alternative sexual preferences, but I'm a straight lady. I'm a straight person, so I focus predominantly on heterosexual relationships, but it will apply to any relationship. The problem is that we have a tendency to look at the opposite sex and go, well, why aren't they more like me? Yeah.
Yes, right, exactly.
The point being, men were created to be different than us. I was given a vision. I said, God, tell me, why are we so different than the men? Because there's such a problem. And the vision I got was this husband and wife laying on the bed, making love all day long, and little children coming in, one with a bottle. Mommy, sister's hungry. When are you and daddy going to be done? We're hungry. Because if we were the same as men, we would be making love all the time, and children would just be ignored. So that's why we're different. We have to be different because we need to support our species. We have to love our children and not just have sex.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. It's not funny, it's true.
It's true.
I want to ask you about your book on depression.
Oh.
Can we talk about that?
Yes, it's called It's All Bullshit.
Yeah.
And this one is also coming out in audio. It's not out just yet. The universe has its own plan. I thought things were going to happen differently. But so this book has 4 healing tracks in it when you buy the Audible. And it will heal depression and suicidal ideation. Okay. And you may ask, how does that happen? Well, so what I'll tell you about depression is, first of all, our gut microbiome is so important. If you're eating sugary stuff, if you're eating a lot of wheat products, if you're eating processed foods or fast foods, if you have candida, all of these things create inflammation in the body. And when there's inflammation, there's a lack of motivation and therefore then depression. And so we've got to clean up our diets to be able to get rid of this depression. But energetically, from an energetic standpoint, these tracks will heal you.
Oh, this sounds wonderful. And people can go to your site, can't they, to read all about everything you've pretty much talked about.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, because we only have a couple of minutes left, Jennifer. I know time goes by so quickly. Mm-hmm. Could you talk about what you do on a daily basis to balance your life? And of course, what is your favorite yoga posture and why?
I love this. I love the Sat Kriya. I love the Sat Kriya. That is a great Kriya for empowerment, getting a strong inner authority, recognizing your own intuition and strengthening yourself and your power center. It is grounding. So that's what I do. I taught my first class on Sunday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was very exciting. I taught the Sat Kriya workout, and, it's a challenging workout. However, what I will say is, if you want quick transformation, that's the one. It is the one. And I also do the kirtan meditation. I do that on a daily basis. I am now in I guess I'm in 100-day practice every single day. Mm-hmm.
Could you talk a little bit about the Kriya, because there are some listeners who probably don't really understand what it is. Okay. Could you sort of flesh it out a little bit?
So the Sat Kriya you do in rock pose. So you're on your knees, sitting on your heels, and you interlace your fingers together with your index fingers pointing upward, and you point your hands up above, like put your hands above I'm doing it right now. Can you see?
Yes, I can. I'm doing it with you.
In the sky, and you do Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. So you are massaging that lower abdomen, that you're engaging the navel. This is the power center. So every time you do that Sat and then Nam in the third eye, you're engaging the navel, activating the power center. And so that is the Sat Kriya part. But there's also there's a chest where you put your hands behind your head and your elbows are pointing out. This is the heart opener. Mm-hmm. And you can rest. You rest in between, and then you do frogs. There's 26 frogs, and then there's 15 frogs, and then 10 frogs, and the frogs are a balancing act, actually. So you are doing the frogs you're on your toes with your heels up. The heels never come down in the frog pose, and you're bending down, exhaling, and then come into the squat of the frog. And boy, it's powerful.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. Jennifer, we are out of time. I know. Holy moly. We are out of time. So that means we're going to have another show with you because we want to talk a little bit more about some of your books, and especially the depression book, because I know there's some people who really would like to get a little bit more info on that. So we will we'll let you get on with your day because I know you're on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. You're on the West Coast. So thank you so much, Jennifer, for spending time with us today on Yin Yoga Lifestyle. And if you would like more information about Jennifer Elizabeth Masters and her work, you can visit Jennifer Elizabeth Masters, and it's Elizabeth with a Z.com, on Facebook at Jennifer Elizabeth Masters, on Twitter at JENIFER, capital E, capital M, and then lowercase ASTERS, got tongue-tied. Thanks again for being here, Jennifer, on Yin Yoga Lifestyle.
Thanks, Colette.
And we look forward to having you back.
Thank you.
And please don't forget to check us out at yinyogalifestyle.com, adding enlightenment, calm, and balance and creativity to your everyday life. Thank you for joining Yin Yoga Lifestyle. I am your host, Colette Darville. Join us next time to continue our journey of balancing into a state of perfect harmony. Until then, this is Colette Darville, reminding you to inhale, so, and exhale, hum.